This is Mark Harrington from markharrington.com. This is a quick review of a new product by Jaykay Dowdall called the Hive. It's in the area of email marketing. I was introduced to JK by a friend, and you might wonder who he is. So let's start with this is his blog page. It's called jkaydowdall.com, and JK is, you can see, he's a reasonably young man. He's built a following of thousands of entrepreneurs, sold thousands of copies of his educational products, and that's really where he stamped his mark, is in creating good, solid, well thought through, well structured training programs, especially in areas like sales funnels, social media advertising, especially Facebook advertising. So let's just talk about his product. His product's called the Hive. What is the Hive? The Hive is I'll read the words, is the detailed analysis of 24 sales pages or sales emails from Frank Kern, Amy Porterfield, Russell Brunson, Aaron Fletcher, Anik Singhal, and Ray Edwards. He describes these as the internet marketing gurus, and they are a collection of gurus. And on the left here, we just see a sampler of one of his analyses. He basically just presents each of the emails and he writes his notes on here. You'll just see the writing here. He writes his notes on here about what he thinks about each of those. Now, I have actually bought the product. I bought the front end product. So what do we get in the front end product? So here's the website. These are the 6 marketers that he's talked about, and I've gone through a few of these for particular reasons. The only person I'm on the list of is Anik. I was on the list of Anik Singhal, so I'll just go and have a look at his. So there's a blurb about who he is, and he's been particularly successful on a big launch this year called the Kibo product, or Kibo. And JK has gone through all his launch emails. So it's launch -8, and it goes right the way through to launch. I've watched the first 4 days of those. And to highlight what JK has seen in each of the emails, he talks about subject lines, he talks about fonts, he talks about underlining, he talks about bolds, he talks about headlines, but he talks particularly about hooks and the stacking of benefits and the way the emails are linked together. The other email series I had a look at is Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson is the owner of ClickFunnels, and I was particularly interested in there as the first of the Russell Brunson email analyses is all about free plus shipping, and I'm particularly interested in that as I'm a co-branding partner with Dean Holland on the Iceberg Effect, which is a free plus shipping book that we've launched together. Now, on each of these, he has also included the swipe, so you can actually copy the text version of the email, and a template of all his notes, of his annotations that he's made on what he thinks about where the hook is, where the benefit statements are, and how the emails join together. So that's a particular of value if you just want to do some cut and paste type copying. Now let's just step back a bit and say, now, who is this really aimed for? My first observation is that these are 6 well-known internet marketers. These guys have been in business for a very long time. None of them are email marketing experts, and they all will have a staff of people that will do the work for them. So now, for example, if I just contrast my launch email processes compared with Anik's, TJ describes the email sequence is strongly driven. He says for the mostly part, he did not open the emails. So he was getting non-opener emails within 90 minutes of an email coming out. And I know for my own case, I do send emails to people who do not open emails and just send emails to people who do open, but it's literally a day later. I certainly don't have the ability to do that within a couple of hours of someone choosing not to open an email. One, because I haven't got everything automated, and two, is I just don't have a staff to do that work. So who is this really aimed for? This course is aimed for people who are probably in the beginning stages of their journey rather than experienced marketers. And that's fine. Question is, will you get best value out of it by just copying what they do? Or will you get better value out of writing down your notes and structuring and organizing? These are the high points, these are the low points, these are the things to do, and these are the things that not to do. He does summarize in each of his videos, but I would think it would enormous amount of value if it was all pulled together in a document and said, here are the 10 ways to think about headlines. Here are the 10 ways to think about subject lines. Here's the way to manage the flow of benefits to proposition. And that just seemed to be a little bit missing to me. But there is always value in copying someone who has had success. I'm going to go back to the JV page just to see what else is there. So I've talked about the front end. So just whiz down here quickly. So I've talked here about the front end. So it started at $12.95 dime sale pricing. It's around $15 the last time I looked. And for that, it's really dirt cheap training, especially if you've got the discipline of going through each of those 24 videos and making your own notes and structuring your own notes. So these are the principles of getting people to open emails, getting people to follow on to the next one. The next part of the so there's the value. So there's definite value in there. That's why I bought it. That's why I was interested. He does he's running a special on his Inboxer, which is his email marketing membership site. It's normally $30 a month, and you can get in, you pay $15 for the first month, so there's a 50% discount right there, and then pay $30 a month to remain a member. And I suspect there's certainly value in that, but I just chose not to follow that way. The second OTO is for $47, is that he goes through a training program for 8 tutorials covering the most important pages that every internet marketer needs. So your opt-in page, the squeeze page, your sales page, the bridge page, the thank you page, advertorials, an order page, downsell and upsell page. And I chose not to buy this because I'm already a member of digital marketing and I can get all of that information from there. But at $47, so at $5 per page, if you're beginning your journey, is really smart to have a very clear understanding of how these 8 pages should actually look. And then the next OTO is a done-for-you email sequence. So you can pick your own product, any product that you want, for $297, is they will create a series of emails to get people aware about your product, do the sales emails and do the closing and the follow-up and the chasing down emails. My sense is that $297 is it's on the expensive side. Now, I have a free plus shipping offer. The book ships for $7.96. The upsells that are further down the funnel would certainly generate. I'd need to sell. I only have to sell one to cover the $297, but I just felt it was a little bit on the rich side. And then there is a downsell from this one is when you can, for $197, You can choose one of Jaykay's products and they will create the email sequences for you. Now let's just pause for breath right here. So in summary, my thought is that this product is at that really low price, and including the OTO, which is also a pretty modest price. Now between the two, you've got here at $60. You can get a really solid grounding in stuff that you know works. So it's particularly strong for someone who is starting out on this journey, just to learn the lessons of how experts are actually making progress. So how about some bonuses? So I've thought a little bit about bonuses, and what I've decided to do is to put together a set of bonuses which are all about helping someone who is starting out the process of email marketing. So the first bonus is a report on the list building expert. And if anyone is interested and actually buys one of those upsells, is I will extend this offer to include the resale rights so that you can actually sell this as your own product. But the core is just basically, this is a report that just goes through all the steps that you need to become a solid email marketer. The next one is called Email Marketing Made Easy, which is a report about, it says tips for emails that really work. So it's the guts that goes into the emails. So a lot of what's in the Hive will be covered. This one is a little more structured and organized so that you will get a much more rich experience out of using the Hive. And then the third bonus that I've put in here, that I will be putting in, is email marketing is all about getting people to open the emails. So the first step is the subject line. So how to write compelling headlines. And Jaykay talks about, especially looking at Anik Segal's emails, is that he has a subject line. So you've got to want a compelling subject line, and then he also has a headline on the top of all his emails. And that's one of the nuggets that I've got out of it, is that I will be adding in a headline to each of my emails from now on, rather than just starting flowing straight into the copy of the email. And so those will be the three parts of the bonuses. I've not yet constructed them for delivery, but when you purchase, you'll be able to pick these up straight away. So that's, in end, is the summary of the Hive, my quick review of the Hive. The training is well constructed, it's thorough, it's at a level of detail. I would like to have seen a bit more of a step back and a summarize at the end of it that pulls it all together. You may well find that you'll get that in the inbox membership, but I just felt that it wasn't of value for me. And then there is value in the essential pages, the tutorials on what really needs to be in these 8 pages. So especially if you're starting out, I already have courses that will help me do that, so I chose not to buy that. And the done for you email sequence is that if you have got a high value or high ticket item, this could well be of value to you, especially if you are in the dark a little bit. So there you have my quick review, quick thoughts on Jaykay Dowdall's new product called the Hive. I appreciate your time and thanks for your attention.